अच्छा जी। सभी को नमस्ते। हम आप अपनी जो साप्ताहिक योग का कार्य शुरू करते हैं जी। अम, ठीक है, सभी को नमस्ते। लेट्स स्टार्ट आवर सेशन। अपना आसन, फिर प्राणायाम, फिर कोशिश करते हैं ध्यान करने को। ठीक है। Okay, so let us sit for a while quietly. Try to do something for yourself 7 days a week, otherwise at least goes just doing things for others. Knowing yourself, knowing thyself. आप कौन हो, ये भी जरूरी है जानने को। ठीक है, 3 बार ओम करते हैं। प्राइमोरियल साउंड ऑफ द यूनिवर्स। Try and stimulate vibrations in ourselves. And this is a link towards your deepest, most aspect. And that link is also the medium towards the universe itself. So your back straight. These are called mudras. Helps you be mindful. So breathe in deeply, and as you exhale, say Ah, Uma. Ah is centered around the lower 3 energy centers, Muladhara, Sudhishna, Manipur. So with that, the vibration takes away your everyday survival mode that we live in. You is centered around your anahat, heart, Vishuddhi chakras. So when the survival mode is switched off and you are more relaxed, then only you can think of bigger things of life, which is compassion, love, peace, and goodness for yourself, for animals, plants, and the earth itself. And then Ma is beyond metaphysical. Your link to your true essence gives you the journey to feel the entire infinite consciousness. Okay, so let's start. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. ठीक है, तो let's start warming up exercises, some सूक्ष्म व्यायाम. ठीक है, तो पहला पल करते हैं चक्की आसन. So okay, hands together, or you can keep your hands open. What you're doing is rotating your hands at the level of your hips. So going front, touching your toes, going back, then anti-clockwise, same thing, anti-clockwise. Okay, Chimuttanasana. So lift your hands, touch the toes, lift your hand, touch your toes, lift your hand, touch your toes, and then opening your legs. Okay, so try slowly. both sides. Flex your knees, thighs, both sides. And now, exercises for our ankle side. So every week we do this because one of the commonest problems is getting stiffness in your ankle joints and similar thing in your hands. So repetitive stress, injuries to your things. While you're standing, you're walking all the time. You're not looking after your leg. Okay, so try and do this exercise, very helpful. Okay. And rotate, inside, outside, in, out, in, out. Okay. Now, some specific exercises starting from the lowest level of energy from the tailbone. So, putting your leg ankle over your left knee, pressing onto the right knee towards the floor. You're pressing onto the centers around. So these are neural plexus, and pull your knee right up to your face, hold them in your hands like cradle your knee, your right leg inside, and try and move them in circular motion. Okay. Don't force as much as you can. If you can touch it with your nose, do it. Come down. So our life of survival, okay, is what we are conditioned in this world, because that's what we know. How to get your bread and butter is a big effort now. The way we live life, it just puts you on a complete 24-hour, 7-day subconscious activity where you are most of the time not even thinking, but just doing the same thing every day. So 365 days a week. We might not be slaves anymore in a physical sense, but in mental sense, for sure, the corporate world has made us slaves. But there is a serious cost to it, yeah? Living on a survival mode is very unhealthy for this body because you're always activated. So exercises, yes, so those exercises that we did, and now butterfly, Tikli asana, are very helpful because these are centered around the energy centers which are involved with our survival mode. So adrenal glands always hypercharged, hormones, cortisols, and other things which are continuously being secreted and has a lot of negative impact on our body from lots of diseases, yeah? Heart disease, diabetes, blood pressure, stroke, all these things. And not to mention a lot of mental issues, stress, yeah, with disjointed type of living where family structures break down, social networking is under pressure because of that survival kind of mode. Everybody is very competitive. So this exercise, the third one, is at the level of our solar plexus. So as you can see, it presses onto now your belly button area. So tailbone, then the perineum area, now the belly button, which is solar plexus or Manipur. So our digestive processes and other functional physiology of being healthy. Because if you're able to maintain or balance the lower level of drive in our body in a positive manner, then only it gives the opportunity to seek for higher reasons. So things like compassion, love, peace, and things won't come and if you don't have the basics of your life. Okay, it's very unfair to ask somebody in a poor country who can't even afford to get food on the table to think of bigger things of life. Okay, so now, so Vishuddhi is throat chakra. So for that, try and touch your right knee, go as far back as the left knee, go in the front. Yeah, so all of these areas are being compressed by physical compression, by physical exercises in a rhythmic manner, and knowing why you are doing it, for what reason, gives you much more focus, and the body responds to it. Okay, so even if you are doing exercise outside, walking and jogging, and try and be focused in terms of what you are doing, so it's more effective. So in some ways, yoga, what it teaches is actually just be mindful of what you're doing. So your ears to your right, shoulder back to the left, come. So we do minimum 3 times each side. Okay, so by now, slowly, you will feel a bit more relaxed. Slowly, energy is coming in to help you keep doing further exercises. Okay. Now, Padmasana is for years now we're doing this, so slowly you'll have that flexibility slowly comes in to be able to do these things. You can lift yourself. Okay. And you try and lift in the front, similar way. Okay, and then support your arms and go up, straighten yourself. 1, 2, 3, and then like a tabletop, further up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's good. So some suksham, simple exercises. Now lie down and lift your legs 45 degrees. Hold them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Touch the floor. Back up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Touch the floor. Back up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, so when you have more time, you can do more. Now open your legs and make circles. So stand. Express your thighs in a manner they're making circles. Come up. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then support your knee. Flex them. Up, down. And go round and round. And round and round. Some knee exercises, ankle exercises here. Up and down, go inwards and outwards. Okay, now let's do plow. Yes, a move. Okay. As far back as possible, okay? So lift your legs, take them back. More time. shoulder stand, Sarvangasana. One, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, hold your legs up here. Come down. Okay, now Matrishasana. So move your ankles towards your bum. Lift yourself up, support it with your hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now further in, push your ankles, use your hands around your shoulders to lift yourself up. Yeah? Then hands on the back of your neck. Yeah, Makarasana. So ankles are together, knees are together. You're moving your knee to the right, then to the left, to the right, to the left, to the right, to the left. And now press further. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Opposite side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lift your left leg and try to extend as much as you can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now asana. Okay, so balancing yourself, bring it up. Now asana, like a boat position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So those few exercises, lying down. Now sit. We start with Gomukh asana. Bring your right ankle inside. Put it under your bum. Press this hand. Right hand goes back. Left hand above the knee. Push as much as you can. 1 over the neck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And try and hold them from the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Twist yourself further. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And try and test them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The inside, same thing. Gomukhas, this time right ankle over left knee. Try and sit on the left ankle. Twist your body. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold your hands from the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then touch the knee. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In one position, you can, from your ankles right to the top of your head, you're able to press on two different systems: lymphatic system, endocrine systems, your nerve plexus. That's what it does. So it's a physical, asanas are physical exercises which help you get more in touch with your internal aspects of your body, also the joints, the tendons, muscles, blood circulation, lymphatic drainage, plumbing system of your body. Everything is stimulated. You don't have to be aggressive, like, extra weight lifting and things. You can just do simple. Your body weight is in itself enough weight for you to utilize it for good Now, while you're resting, make sure you are pressing onto the sole of your feet, as we do every week, each of the little, middle, large toes, then the whole of the sole from the front to the back. Front of your legs, same thing, massaging your legs, your knee, your thighs. Okay, you do the same thing with your hand, pressing, stimulation, direct sensory nerves. They go up to the spine where they join bigger nerves, motor nerves, which take them to the brain, where they switch sides at the brain stem level and go to the top of your head, your frontal cortex. There's billions of neurons. So they give you the signals, okay? Whatever we do. There are 100, like billion neurons. So if the neurons are wired together, then they fire together. Means the more focus you have, the more the neurons get connected, the more the actions will happen, which drives each of the physiology, chemical, biological functions in the body. So it's not anything mystical, it's all very scientific. Wherever your action is, wherever your mind is, then there is action. If your mind is just floating, which is like 60, 70,000 thoughts a day, you're not going to achieve anything. You're just passing in a fleeting manner. So the neurons are disconnected. You need to bring that attention to it. And bringing attention to things is emotion. So anything in action becomes emotion. And emotion is what registers subconsciously. That's why we are, without realizing, we are addicted to certain ways. The way we wake up, which side of the bed you sleep, how do you brush your teeth, what cup you utilize to drink your tea, how does your day go. In a physical level, we are addicted without realizing even. In a similar manner, at a more subtle mental level, you wake up with these thoughts of not being in control, pick up the phone, start looking at social media or something, or negative news. In short, for a small moment, it gives you satisfaction because it reactivates whatever you lived day before or week before. And in that, there's a little bit pleasure. It's not happiness, and that's most people, that's why are not, they think they're being happy, but it's just a small momentary sensual pleasure. Be careful of this, because this is what is programmed in the subconscious of everyone. And that's why it's very hard to change any kind of habit, because people are at a subconscious level without realizing that for the physical things that they do, the mind part of it as well. And the whole day goes like this. Work itself is a routine in some ways, that you have to drive, have to be in traffic, have to see the manager, have to see the people who are gossiping, and the return home, and 16 hours of the day goes like that. Okay, so you did that. So Jataragni. Okay, so both sides. Then I say stress relieving, using these muscles, press around your forehead, your eyeballs, back. So these are the stress that accumulate through this subconsciously, what you do without realizing, because you are doing something winter है, सर्दी के समय nose becomes congested, so you know how to utilize nadis in yourself to make sure your nose are open, because breathing is best done through your nose. Okay, so now some exercises for your wrist as well while we're sitting here. As I said in the beginning, ankle and wrist, make sure you do some exercises to stretch your tendons. Okay. Right, now we'll do exercises facing downward. First thing is, you can do the plank, I can do the push-up. Okay, so you can do as many as you can. You don't have to push yourself. Habit, changing your lifestyle to do something for yourself is very important. Okay, knowing yourself, trying to balance your body is very important for good health. Okay, so move your legs towards your bum. Stretch yourself forward and backward. Push yourself upwards and downwards. 1, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now snake pose, sarpasana. Bind your hands and legs together, flex them, and move your body. Both sides, side to side. Okay, now hands by the side, lift your legs up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Touch the floor. Back up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Touch the floor. Back up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. Hold your ankles, pull them towards yourself. Dhanushasana, lift yourself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now push yourself up and down. Up, up. Go side, right side, left side, right side, left side, right side, left side. Good. Stretch your hands. Lift your leg. Hold it with your left fingers as far as you can go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inside. Makarasana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's good. Come back. Now balance your legs with the help of your opposite leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Change side. Left knee with your right leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, just on one knee, balancing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Change side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. You can stretch even further. Push your right leg in, left leg is straight, right hand is even straight. Push your neck towards the right knee. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The pressing of along the hands, arms, legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come back up. Like camel pose, staying in this position. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, push your belly button in and form a hump on your back. Breathe in, out. Hold the breath and try and rotate your tummy. Breathe in and out. To the opposite side.
anti-clockwise. Breathe again. Up, exhale, clockwise. Breathe in, exhale, anti-clockwise. Breathe in, breathe out, clockwise. Breathe in, out, anti-clockwise. Say, rotate your tummy up. Ball pose. Stretch yourself as much as you can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now make a namaste on your back. Hand and touch the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come back on your knees, Sthirasana. Balance yourself on the knees. Put your head, hands back, and go as far back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You stand sitting on your ankles, and then hands supporting and push further back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if you can, go all the way. If you can't, don't worry. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Come up. Good. This is called Vajrasana. Sitting in this position straightens your gastrointestinal tract. Digestive, good for digestion. Now we do Mandukasana. So hold your tips of your fingers together. Put in your belly button. Breathe in. As you breathe out, go down. Yeah. Breathe in, out. Slowly, slowly. Hold it. Breathe again. This time, put more pressure on your hand. Your fingers are there, like that. And you're pressing and going down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can understand you're increasing the intra-abdominal pressure. And vibration, as you understand by now, is the form of energy which is the deepest form of communication with your body and outside as well. First, mind, thoughts, particles, mass have no meaning until they're converted in a form of energy, which is either waves, vibration, sound. That's the medium of energy. Otherwise, it's just only a thought, okay, a mind thing. So mind is there for us to see this, what reality is, but understanding that reality itself is illusion, because there's something bigger in you, a true self, which is beyond the mind. And if you connect that, then with the mind, you can convert all these sensory perceptions, those thought processes, what we create, into energy form in the direction we want. If you do it, you leave it for complete randomness, and you don't really have control, then it's all usually negative, yeah? Because we are trying to live at a very survival mode. And with that, every perception of energy is actually only being negative. That's why you get harm at a physiology level in your body. And at your social level, every level you are actually lost within this process without even realizing. So yoga helps you understand that and disconnect the superficial nature of the activities that are happening in your mind, is then actually able to move beyond
the survival mode into what's called the creative mode. Yeah, your intuitive function, your right side of the brain. Okay, so on the side also similar thing. That's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The Mandukasana is gallbladder, so pancreas, gallbladder, liver, spleen, all those internal organs. Yeah, you become. You're pressing on it. You're putting your mind onto it. So improve your physiological expression of your many different types of chemical mediators, juices that are required for the body to function. Now exercises for your eyes. Extend your hands, open, neck is straight. Look at to the right fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Go to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Make your hand horizontal. Look at the fingers on the top right side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Left side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Go opposite. Left side up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right side down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then right side again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Left side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hands in your thighs. Look as far as you can, and then quickly look at the tip of your nose far away. Tip of your nose far away. Tip of your nose. Then go clockwise. 12, 3, 6, 9. 12, 3, 6, 9. 12, 3, 6, 9. 12. Go opposite. 12, 9, 6, 3. 12, 9. 6, 3, 12, 9, 6, 3, 12. Okay, now exercises of your neck. Slowly, slowly, slowly move it. Circular motion clockwise and then anti-clockwise. Okay, exercises of your neck by pressing your hand onto the right chin, holding it tight. Push as much as you can with the support of your left hand on the thigh. Push. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chin, press down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Front of the head. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Back of your head. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now shoulder exercises. In, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, and then out, in, out, in, out, out, in. All right, so we did almost all of the asans. As you can realize, yeah, we go through phases from toe to the head. Now you can lift yourself, balance. Yeah, you can do it on your side of your body as well if you can. That way, you can do your tummy lift. And now we'll lie down, and as I say, try and develop your tummy muscles. Yeah? So lifting yourself without your hand, using your hand. Okay, so let's go up like that. Okay. Now we do asans, which are standing up asans. Good. Right. All right. Okay. Now, okay, so stretch, open your chest. You can help with your hands. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Anjali asana. So standing in this position, go down, down, balance yourself. Come up, hold your earlobes, go down. Okay, 3 times. 1, 2, and third one, sit. What's called malasana. position. Hold it here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Come on. Okay, slowly. Now stand on your toes as much as you can. 1, 2, 3. Right? Do it on one side. On one leg now. Standing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Change side. One leg. Stand. Focus your mind. And straight. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Stretch yourself. Okay, so go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Push yourself up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hands on your thighs. Straighten yourself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Press feather up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inside the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hands on your thighs. Push yourself, straighten yourself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then further. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Let's do some exercise for your knee. Rotate your knee. Standing clockwise. Open up. And then opposite. Anti-clockwise. Slowly, slowly. Ankle, knee exercise. For your pelvic area, same thing. Open. 1, 2, 3. Anti-clockwise. 1, 2, and 3. Good. Now let's do what's called Trikonasana. With Trikon, we do Chandra Namaskar. So your right hands touch, hold your right ankle. You look at your left fingers on the top. 1, 2, 3. Bring it down. 1, 2, 3. Your hands together. Go towards your right knee as much as you can. 1, 2, 3. And then lift yourself backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now come back and then sit on your right ankle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come back up. Go on the opposite side. Chandra Namaskar. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Go down. 1, 2, 3. Support yourself with right leg. Then lift yourself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this time sit on your left ankle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly up, up, up. Now touch your right opposite ankles. Just move your body freely. Feel free to move up, open up. Okay. Together. Now nicely warmed up. You can just jump for a while. 2, 5. If you get might even warm up further, increase your heart rate, just jump, lift yourself, go down, up, down. Yeah. Variations of simple things, they're not too difficult. And now we end up our asans, so the physical exercises, by doing Surya Namaskar. Yeah? So we do 3 cycles of it. One cycle starts from the right side, and then we do it from the left, and then 3 times we do this. So breathe in. Om Suryaya Namah. Face towards the east. Breathe in. Go up. Breathe out. Touch your toes. Breathe in. Extend your legs. Plank position. Ashtanga. Your chin, your knee, your toes are touching. Bhujanga. Lift yourself. Parvatasana. Right leg up. Disturb that. Left leg. Pull it. Go up. Touch and up. Go to, start from left side. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Touch the toes. Left leg. Straighten. Plank. Ashtanga. Bhujanga. Parvatasana. Left leg, then right. Pull in. Come up. Right? So we can do it a bit faster. Breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so breathe in. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Last one. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in and out. Straighten plank. Ashtanga, Bhujanga, Parvat. Pull. Okay. So Surya Namaskar. You can at least do Surya Namaskar. Most of the asans are included in it, 12 positions anyway. So you'll be able to keep your body nice and warm, blood circulation good. Okay, now before we do Yoga Nidra or Shavasana, let's try and do this if you can. Lifting yourself up, going up. Or balancing on your neck, head like this, lift. Okay. You can do Sarvangasana, which is shoulder stand. I'll do the headstand, Sirasana. Then after that, we do Shavasana. Okay. So Sirasana. Okay. Okay, we are done with all asanas. Obviously, you can understand with the Sarvangasana or the head stand, you're helping blood circulation, making it easier for it to follow from the leg, the venous blood or the dirty blood, deoxygenated blood towards the heart, and oxygenated blood to the brain. Yeah, it's very helpful for a small while if you can do. Now, time is right to relax. Okay, when we rest, we take advantage of what's called Yoga Nidra, which is called like a corpse or a dead person pose. Okay, so we lie down flat on the ground, and hands will be by your side like this. Okay,
Legs little separated, about 5 centimeters away from each other, hands about 5 centimeters away from your body. Place it facing upwards. Same thing, open your sole of your feet as well, looking upwards. Now, your body needs some rest. You keep your eyes closed, but try and focus now onto your real eye. Because this physical eye, as you understand, do we really see anything outside? The answer is actually no. We are seeing it within the occipital lobe. The light travels into our eyeballs and through what's called optic nerve, goes back to the eyes where it crisscrosses and goes to the brain. So whatever is looking top looks downwards, then goes to the back of your brain where there are nerve cells, and then again becomes the top is top and down, and that's where you see things. So you are not actually seeing by eyes. Eyes is a medium. Same thing with smelling, same thing with touch, same thing with hearing. Each of these has a subtle component. So as I said in the beginning, where your attention is, there is your energy. And if you nerves or neurons or the brain cells combine together, then they fire together better. In randomness, nothing happens well. So through Yoga Nidra, we will try and actually express this subtle life that is. So keep your eyes closed, the eyelids, your eyeballs little bit like 25 degrees facing upwards. Your ears are open, you're listening to me, lying flat. Now remind yourself, breath literally is your life, and life for every creation. Without either plants, animals, humans, amphibians, without breath, there is no life. And you realize that the breath is actually, most of the functional part is actually subconscious. We are not aware of how we do, but awareness makes your subtle component which controls in the brain stem. Again, the subtle part of breath is within the brain, where there is this middle part of your brain. It's called brain stem. That's why if you get head injury, you can stop breathing because that part of the area gets damaged. So each of these are represented by those trillions of neurons that are present in the brain. So now when you concentrate as you breathe in, be aware of that space from where the air comes. That's something you can't see, but you can only feel. Follow the path through your nostrils to the throat, to the windpipe, to the lungs, some 800,000 alveoli spaces where air becomes combined to hemoglobin, your iron, and travels in the blood to the heart, and heart pumps to about 50 trillion cells in your body from head to toe. You are not knowing this, but it's happening. But being ignorant of that is not helpful to your body either. Knowing the physiology, functional part of what's happening in your body is a very important aspect of acquiring knowledge, which will give you further understanding of your true nature of yourself, apart from just the physical senses and the organs and the tissues that are there. Beyond that, then it will help you understand. And if you understand the body, then you can understand the universe. Because everything that is there is actually a creation of the same. At one level, deepest level, everything is part of that universe.
So in a very simple manner, all those components like the ether, air, what we breathe, the chemical components, the periodic table, chemicals, all that are from the universe anyway, makes this physical body. The driver of this body, beyond that, the subtle component, which is the DNA of your most thought processes, the mind, is also expressed through a deeper component within your body, a causal body, it's called. A DNA of the physical body, you understand. But of that, only 20% of the genes we are utilizing. So as scientists, as doctors, we say about 80% of our gene, the DNA is non-coding, meaning it's kind of junk, but it can't be junk. We just don't know what the role of that is. At the moment, only 20% of that length of DNA is known to run our entire body. So what's the rest of it? We haven't understood. We don't know. So when we do molecular studies of these things, we splice off those because there's too much of data. It takes too much of the space. So you remove that to look at those 20% where every other thing is associated with the physical body. So there's a DNA, a similar part in the subtle part of your body. To understand that, you have to first understand this process of breath is the first one. It's a reflection of space. 99% is space outside in your body too, all viscous organs, hollow organs, the womb, everywhere there is space. And then within that space is the energy. So having just the realization and the thought of it actually gives you perspective of a very important part of your body in itself with the breath. And as we'll do breathing exercise after this, that's why breathing exercises are so important. While physical exercises, asanas and things, we can actually stimulate some of the activities, breathing is much, much more powerful when you control breathing. Now, second one, take your attention to your, as you breathe in, take the breath towards the belly button and concentrate on exhalation now. As you exhale, appreciate how the body returns the toxins, carbon dioxide and other gases to lungs and it comes out. So breathe again, watch where the air is coming from, the space, the 5 liters of air that we take as you breathe out, you're removing whatever is not required. So there's a cyclic motion happening without you realizing. It's called udaan. No, sorry, apan. Apan means exhalation. It's centered around your belly button. Gives you touch, sensory, motor perception, the spinal cord actions in your body. Your coordination, balance, like when you walk, you don't have to think about where you put your left leg or right leg, or how you can erect yourself and keep walking. How can you judge? Your eyes quickly knows where there is a small hole or something. That's part of it. It's called apan vayu shakti. It balances your medulla oblongata in the brain, in the cerebellum component of it. It gives you coordination. So breathe again. The third part of the breath is called saman. And bring your attention from the first second now as you breathe in towards the upper stomach area. The center of digestive process function is called Jఠragini, which is reflected by its opposite in the sun as the energy provider, the light provider, the original provider of energy. So your body expresses it through this brightness that we have, the vision that we have, Roop, Rang, Roshni. Breathe again. Now 1, 2, 3, and 4. With fourth now, bring your breath
right to the chest area, heart. So heart pumps blood, 5 liters of blood plasma. This is part of circulation of the body, which is 70% of fluid, which is same as ocean. Around the earth is 70%, keeps the earth balanced and life can survive. So that part of the fluidity of body gives this cohesion. So sobras, brain floats in CSF, heart floats in what's called pericardial fluid, lung floats in pleural fluid, all the stomach organs float in what's called peritoneal fluid, baby grows into what's called amniotic fluid. So it's fluid. It gives this cohesion, shitalta. Feel that and feel the combination and the relationship of how, in terms of the creation itself, it's directly related. And the last one, as you breathe in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, bring it all towards the top of your head. It reflects what's called dhyan. So blood circulation, your joints, 205 bones, muscles, physical, soul sharir. And within that, we talked about biological functions, chemical functions, electrical functions, and the magnetism that is there. So as medical professionals, we utilize these components. Right up to now, we can utilize some nuclear, subatomic components of it, but it's only gross body. The subtle body, the sukshma sharira, your functional capacity, when, as I said, when the nerves join together, they fire together, that functional part is beyond apparatus and utensils or the machines and things that we utilize. You can't examine in that manner. It requires a different way. And it is actually the 90% of what we are. So there is a lot that is beyond, and then there is what's called causal body, karan sharira, and deeper to that, beyond this astral projection and understanding of what we use logic. There's something beyond that, this complete awareness and consciousness, which watches what we are. So being aware of your awareness, being aware of your mind, being aware of your consciousness is the deepest part of the body. So breathe in. As you breathe in now, take your attention to the second component of this body that makes you live is food and what we drink. Again, 99% is subconscious. Hands and mouth does the chewing and using your brain as a human that you are given, and the freedom of what is appropriate and right and is compassion. Using all those that are human has a freedom to utilize or not to, you should put things in your mouth, not blindly. Otherwise, you prepare a recipe for yourself to be brought onto any of the planetary systems in a controlled manner, then you shouldn't get freedom then. If you like something very aggressive way of actually destroying things and then putting in your mouth, then you get that type of return, or in a form of something which will only chew on in a similar manner. So it's a cycle. The creation is an expression of, in some ways, a justice system which it can't help but has to do it because you can't have shortcuts about it. So be mindful, because thereafter the esophagus, the small bowel, large bowel, when they twist and turn and produce the gases, acids, are doing in a subconscious manner, you don't have control. If you put the wrong things, and especially sugar refined foods and animal-based food, the wrong type of bacteria grows mainly in the small bowel. And then we know this problem, epidemic of lots of allergies, lots of bowel, irritable bowel diseases, and you can't take this, you can't take that, because the wrong type of bacteria are growing mainly in the small bowel. The good bacteria grows in the large bowel, which is the food for which is fiber. Fiber comes in vegetable things. And when there is a disproportion in what's called microbial health, it is a recipe to create problem in terms of many of the diseases that we are getting. Also, at a more subtle level of your mind functions as well. What's called enteric neural system is a new area of medicine that is growing now, understanding microbial health and what it's doing. So be conscious of what you put inside is very important. That is the freedom of human to choice. But as probably you know, freedom comes with a lot of responsibility, whatever we do. Now breathe again. The fourth part is the cleansing action. Again, it is 99% subconscious. The first part is the kidney itself. Put your attention as you breathe out along your sides of your tummy. There's a bean-shaped structure called kidney, which has got structures linked to it, goes to the bladder, and it every second it's filtering your blood, taking out all that is not required and taking it out of your body. Again, being aware, being mindful, helps that functional part, the physiology, because it's a living entity, part of you. It requires your attention. Similarly, as we talked about the lung, how it takes out the gases, and then the digestive tract, how expulsion happens, and your sweat system, sweating out. So all of these processes take out toxins because in the body, they are being produced. And at a physical level, when you take out anything as humans, even animals are instinctively knowing. You know, I take my dog Maya for walking. She knows very well if she's going to do her stuff. She knows it has to be done in a manner, in a place which is not actually going to affect others. But as humans, we have created systems partly to control through civil systems, which is good. But there's lots of toxins that we take out within the air. How are we balancing that to the air? It is our responsibility to make sure that is actually looked after as well. What are we doing with the animal species? Some of the animal species, when you grow them too much, they're producing too much gas, which affects the climate. While it might be good for your taste buds and use them as food, but there's a huge amount of damage that you do by not thinking about methane gas that they produce. So all these things is a responsibility of being a human as to what you do to your body and what you do to your environment. So breathe again. Now bring your attention to your fingertips, panja, kali, to your elbows, to the shoulders, to the back of your neck, go down the vertebral canal, the bones, right down the bum, along the thighs, backwards to the heel, sole of your feet, come in the front, knee, thighs, to the pelvic area. Visualize the energy tracks, the spinal cord. There's lots of wires running. Electrical conduction system runs along the spinal cord. And in yogic literature, in the Hindu books, these are all described. The nadis they are called. Ida, directly related to the positioning of moon, its impact on your organs, in hormone secretion on the right side, Pingla, sun, its rotation, earth moving around,
the sun moving within the Milky Way. It's about 800,000 kilometers per hour. Sun even moves. Earth, it spins and twists. And our Milky Way actually moves about 2 million kilometers an hour within the cosmic web. Nothing is still. So that directly has action on what's called your circadian rhythm. So sleeping late and in the morning is one of the most horrible things you can do to your body. Because pineal gland expresses what's called serotonin, which is when the blue light comes, you waken up. Thalamic system, the limbic part of your brain, stimulates the thalamus, which stimulates hypothalamus, which acts on the pituitary gland. And these secrete hormones in your body, many, many different types. And that runs the physiology of your entire body. So just being ignorant is very harmful to the body. Okay, so pineal gland, then it has the best pharmacy of the world is within your body itself. So all the good feeling hormones, endorphin, serotonin, dopamine, oxytocin, if you don't relate to them, talk to them, they don't produce anything after a while and you become totally dependent on external things. Some good foods are helpful, but once you become dependent on chemicals, then that's done. The pharmacy inside within the body will close. So your thyroid, your parathyroid, your thymus, immune system, your antibody production. There's lots of what's called lymphocytes in your body. Thymus is the master controller. Bone marrow, mada, asti. There's reserve of what's called stem cells in your blood, which are sitting there to help you repair your body. But if we don't know how to stimulate secretion of this spare part or spare tire, like in the car, in the body, there is about every system of your body has a spare what's called stem cell, but they'll just sit there if you don't know how to use the spare tire and you have a breakdown. Luckily, there's an RMA or some other help. But otherwise, what will you do? Same with your body, but there's no NRMA for the body. So those spare parts will just remain there. But through yogic practices, you are able to stimulate expression of these spare parts in your body. So this, what's called this Yog Nidra, then balances your survival mode, the adrenal gland hyperfunction, and brings in what's called vasovagal tone stimulation. Your brain stem has what's called 10 cranial level brain vagus nerve. It does the other function of the body, which is rest, repair, regeneration, and creativity. Your pupil dilation, your heart rate reduction, your blood pressure reduction, the glow to your face, your peristalsis, movement of your food, secretion of pancreatic juices, liver. All this thing happens from not a survival mode. Survival mode, you need to only be able to breathe and be alive. It's also autonomic, but if you keep stimulating it 24 hours a day, it destroys your body. And then there's no time to think deeper. You need to survive first to be able to do something else. But if you are 24 hours, whole of your life on survival mode, there is no time and opportunity for you to actually even express the vasovagal tone. If you have 7 to 8 hours sleep, by default, you can keep helping your body somehow function, but that's all it is doing. It is nothing more than that. Now take your attention to your both
eyes are closed, but you can see your body. You did the travel through me, your ears, your nostrils, your taste bud, your tongue. Then the actions that they produced either by reproductive function or the excretory function or hands, your legs or your talking, speech. These are the 10 means or antennas to your mind. And if you live only at a superficial level where without any control, randomness, then you have no control of the perceptions that you are making, or the human constructs that you create is completely out of touch with your deeper aspect of your body. So yoga slowly brings to you your knowledge, and then the practices help you actually go dig deeper. So travel through your tailbone, right up, Ida, Pingla, Shushumna, the spinal cord from lowest level, Muladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipur, Anahat, Vishuddhi, Nashikagra, Dala, Trikuti, Ajna, Sahasra, Brahmin, Brahmudra, right on top of your head, 50 centimeters above your head. When you extend your arms, the tip of your hand, there's a space zone around you. There's energy that always is there. If you don't know how to stimulate this or communicate with this, it gets wasted of your whole life. First 2 years of your life when a child is growing, they are always aware of it. They have this kind of awareness. Because they're not talking, they are not utilizing the speech to cover up all that energy that is around them. They are aware of it. Most of the time, they are able to communicate in manner the parents wouldn't understand. So that becomes your entire life journey, then to actually be able to express again and find this communication that is around you. It's your right. Everybody is made of the same thing. Everybody can actually acquire this. There's nothing mystical about it. It's actually your body. Then, if you utilize the outer body experience, the subtle body, deep to it, and if you watch yourself lying as a piece of like a log from the ceiling of your house, and if you move beyond to the International Space Station, you can see they're twisting and orbiting around the sun. And other planetary systems like the Jupiter takes about 12 years, and that's why they have the Kumbh Melas around every 12 years. And you understand the Jupiter has the gravity to hold all the asteroids, so otherwise the Earth will be destroyed within seconds. So they are linked to doing what has much deeper understanding than what we think. People have been doing so many things for thousands of years. So keep moving, going up beyond the International Space Station, within the space where the moon about 380,000 kilometers, and the sun within the Milky Way, Akash Ganga. So now the new pictures from the new telescope that's gone into the space, and we can see the beauty of this cosmos, or at least the universe that we can reach so far, and beyond that is so much more. So this body is directly related in many ways to the positioning of our 9 planets, the sun. This is our universe. Then there are hundreds and millions of planetary systems like us as well. So now, science accepts what's called parallel universes. What we are here is many more like this elsewhere. And the time dilation of how much we live here is very different from other places. So Alpha Centauri, Andromeda, Metrovia, the metaverse, the metacognition, all these big words. What do they mean? They actually mean look deep towards your subtle body.
Your perception at a very superficial level is very minimum that a human can communicate. So all the meta words that are coming now, metaverse, meta-human. So beyond this, then your mind thought, this becomes energy, your particles, they become wave, or mass becomes energy, time and space. Again, a human question within the when you reach event horizon, what's called the black hole, it becomes single. Only there is no duality of it. There's only one form of everything. And then the dark energy beyond, Rigved describes one the Sadhya Sukta in that what's called Om Kham Brahma. The energy, entire source of it is what you wanna hack into that is you have to be in that form, which is energy form. So there's abundance of everything that you want, but you have to become that energy component to relate it to it. So it's a different type of communication. It's not just verbal and hitting your head somewhere or doing this. It doesn't mean anything. That energy that there is beyond requires that similar kind of not being nothingness to get everything, because where there is we see thing there is nothing, everything is there. So you have to become that nothing to obtain that everything, be it material or beyond that. Accidentally or at a very basic level, we know how to do certain things, but it's very limited. So have that visualization, because very powerful, because brain doesn't differentiate between what you really see in terms of mind using your senses or your perception beyond it. It thinks both are same. So the power of your visualization beyond is as effective or even more effective in able to obtain whatever you want. So you come back slowly to your body, have a feel. It gives you energy. So it's like a charging your body. Yeah? Your nidra, it's called. So sit up. So this is basically what it does. It takes you from your beta waves, which is the level that we live. Yeah, it's at a beta level, which is about brain waves functioning up between 14 to 21 cycles per second. It doesn't help you actually focus on anything. So it brings down to alpha wave, which is about 4 to 7 cycles. So Yog Nidra gives you that rest. Your brain waves comes down, gives you more energy to understand your body through physiology and everything that I talked about. And if you keep resting and go into what's called theta, which becomes even less than 4 cycles per second, then the power of the sleep that gives that rest in 7-8 hours, you can obtain within half an hour then. It's called active type of rest. So yoga does this to your body. That's why people who do yoga and things, they wake up very early. They don't require that much of sleep, because what they'll do is actually repairing the body much more effectively. So leaving it to randomness is basically the life goes on. But as humans, we are given this power to do more. Okay, so now how do you stimulate all those energy centers that we're doing, which is done by breathing exercises. The first one is called Bhastika pranayam. So you breathe into the nostrils, breathe out.
So you breathe in through the nose. As you breathe in, push the belly button out. As you breathe out, press the belly button in. It helps you actually increase intra-abdominal pressure, pushes the diaphragm when you empty your lung. Otherwise, about 500 mils of air always sits, and you don't get complete oxygenation. So it gives increased oxygenation, and so obviously, as I said, the neurons in your brain fire better then. If you can't sit straight and do bhastika in this way, you can use your head. It's called Sudarshan Kriya. It's the same thing. As you breathe out, push the belly button down, and breathe, or breathe in, push the belly button out, and breathe out, push it in. Okay, so you're nicely, completely breathing in and out. It's actually very strenuous. So the other reason why I do asana and physical exercises targeted to your tummy and things, so you get the muscles developed as well, helps you actually breathe properly. Okay, so that's called Bhastika Pranayam. Now we'll do what's called Agnisar. So breathe in and breathe out. As you breathe out, hold your breath and then push your belly button in and out. So out, in, but don't breathe. Okay, so increases the ability to actually hold breath for a long time as well. And in that moment, when there's nothing, as I said, I was describing in yoga, the nothing, in nothing is everything. The power sits within that actually. Even within atoms, where there's space, there's energy. It's not the electrons themselves, but in the space lies that energy. Breathe in. So once you learn this part, action part, ritual part of it, how to do, which exercises your body, physiology, all those things that I talked about, then the subtle part of it is where you use mudras and what's called mantras. These are vibrationary component, which goes deeper, helps you become more intuitive. But that comes later. Okay, so first you have to learn this physical aspect of it. Breathe in. Agnisar. One more time. Breathe in, breathe out. Slowly, over time, you'll realize you can actually hold your breath for much longer time. Okay, it'll be 3, 5, 10, then up to 30, 40. And yogis can hold breath for long, long time. Okay, now next one is called Vahi Pranayam, what's called Ujjayi Pranayam. So Ujjayi Pranayam is you breathe in through the throat. Yeah, it still goes to the nostril, but you put your attention to the throat, feel the vibrations, as I say, your thymus. Okay. System looks after immune system. Immune systems become the huge thing now because of COVID virus. You're helping stimulate your thymus, your bone marrow, all the systems. Okay. Your vocal cord, expression of your voice, how you speak, what do you say, being thoughtful. Yeah. Ujjayi. So breathe in through your component, feel the vibrations. Yeah. So this is in this, you'll feel the vibrations. And the vibrations happens for all other things that we're doing as well. But at least in Ujjayi, pranayam, you'll feel it. So breathing in through the throat, breathing out through the throat. Now this time we will put our chin on the chest, so even further increase further vibrationary impact. Yeah. Lift your neck, close your right nostril, breathe out to the left. Same. One. Ujjayi pranayam. Okay. After this, we'll do Kapal Bhati. Okay. Kapal. Yeah. Kapal, the fontanelle on the top. Metaphorically, this is one of the most powerful pran kriyas or breathing exercises. So, is exhalation exercise. So you're breathing out, pushing your belly button in, increasing intra-abdominal pressure, diaphragm pushes up the lung, air comes out. You create a vacuum, air gets sucked in, but you are concentrating only on exhalation. Okay. So let's do as much as you can. The only requirement is you can need to sit straight. Yeah, you can use chair, the wall, or anything, or use your hand as a support on the back. So as long as you are straight. So no matter how cold you feel, your warmth of your body, it actually requires much more energy than the exercises that we do. It involves all your muscles around your tummy or back up, but more importantly, is actually much more stimulatory to the neural plexus, the nadis, the systems that we have. So that's called Kapal Bhati. Now we'll do what's called Bahi Kumbhak. Bahi Kumbhak has three phases. One is deep breath, then is deep exhalation. Then you hold the breath as long as you can and be in that space. When you hold the breath, just be there. While you're doing that, each of your orifices will be closed. So your chin will be on the chest and your tighten Muladhar. So, okay. So breathe in, Abhyantar breathing. Breathe out. Bahi breathing, hold it. Mool band, Jalandan band, Udan band. Be in that space, that emptiness when you hold the breath. Feel that peace, the joy. Because for a moment, your mind becomes completely still. And as you know, within stillness is the power, is the rest, is the peace, is happiness. And it's very hard to obtain stillness. Breathe in, breathe out, hold, Mool band, Jalandan band, Udan band. Be in that present, be in this moment, feel it. Abhyantar breathe in, Vahi breathe, hold, Mool band, Jalandan band, Udan band. In that space, then you can utilize what's called pranic mantras: Om Bhu, Om Bhua, Om Swaha, Om Maha, Om Jana, Om Tapa. Yeah? So you get more subtle astral type body capabilities slowly if you utilize that. But if you just want to increase your immune system, your physiology, balance your adrenal functions, you don't have to do the rest. But if you want to have the metaphysical part of it, and then beyond that is the spirit, the soul, the energy, the prana. And you want to be there and be able to literally watch yourself of this reality that the mind runs and be observer of it is the ultimate space of what's called blissfulness. So Ventrabriti, Bahibriti. And now we'll do Anulom Vilom. So breathe in through the left nostril, breathe out to the right. Breathe in to the right, breathe out to the left. Breathe in to the left, breathe out to the right. Breathe in to the right, breathe out to the left. Breathe in to the left, breathe out to the right. Breathe in to the right, breathe out to the left. Now, Nadi Shodhan is the same routine, but you're focusing even more deeper, so more subtle level. So breathe in to the left, close both nostrils and hold. Breathe out to the left, close both nostrils and hold. Breathe in to the right, close both and hold. Breathe out to the left. Close and hold. Breathe in to the left. Close and hold. Breathe out to the right. Close and hold. Breathe in to the right. Close and hold. Breathe out to the left. Close and hold. Now this is as much as I can help you getting stillness, yeah? Because that's what you're trying, we all are trying to find this stillness. Because in stillness, even if we don't realize, is the peace, the joy, happiness, compassion, goodness, gratitude, all lies inside there. Now, you can do meditation because you have that stillness, then take some advantage of it. Okay, so sit straight. Again, we'll inside the primordial sounds, as explained in the beginning, the lower part, Shakti component, balancing of your survival mode into a more restful state so that you have the opportunity to move into the middle part, U component of Om. So you develop that coherence, heart waves matches your brain waves. So you can do that deep aspect of duties. Because you can't do other, if you're on survival mode, you won't be able to do anything more. You're just trying to be alive. And that in itself starts giving you peace and happiness. And if the coherence is there and moves up into terms of how you talk, express yourself, and then moves up within the neuronal level where the focus will bring the energy into neurons, which then fire together gives you extreme amount of energy to fulfill whatever you desire or do, both at material level and at a very compassionate level, because your energy systems are balanced. So with Ma, it goes to the top. Om Bhurbhuvaswah Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat संकल्प। हे परमपिता परमात्मा, हम अपने विविध दुखों को निवृत्ति के लिए और आपके पूर्ण आनंद की प्राप्ति के लिए अपने पूर्ण शक्ति से आपके शरण में आए हैं। आप कृपया करके हमारे संपूर्ण दुखों को दूर करके हमें पूर्ण आनंद की प्राप्ति कराइए और आपकी कृपा हमारे ऊपर सदा बनी रहे। प्रतिहारा, थर्ड स्टेज, the fourth stage of the Ashtanga Yoga, detachment, dissociation, realizing who you are. As we talked through the yogic session in the morning up till now, my Shuddha Atma, my Chetan Swarup, I'm not this body, I'm not this mind, I'm not the thoughts, I'm not the emotions. The body keeps changing, mind keeps changing, emotions keep changing, thoughts keep changing, but I never change. So who am I? I'm the divine, I'm the soul, I'm the prana, I'm the life stone, I'm part and part of the entire creation. That's what we talked about and went through. Reminder for yourself, to making sure you realize who you are. So you become aware of the awareness, the aware of your mind, what is doing is the power of the true power of a person. मैं शुद्ध आत्मा में चेतन स्वरूप हूँ मैं शुद्ध आत्मा में चेतन स्वरूप हूँ. So maintain this as uh, state of awareness requires concentration. So concentration you could utilize many different ways, but the most deep aspect of would be you can use your hearing power, your vision, and other things, and touch also to focus on the nature. Through nature, try and find that connection to be in that moment of who you are. But if you are able to sit completely still and go into the abstract qualities of the creator itself, that infinite consciousness, this energy, then you're directly actually expressing in yourself, showing gratitude to something which is far beyond otherwise comprehensible. का पहला अर्थ है सर्वव्यापक, सर्वशक्तिमान, स्वर्य अंतर्यामी, सच्चिदानंद स्वरूप निराकार, अजन्म आनंद निर्विकार, नित्य पवित्र सृष्टि करता है. उसी की स्थिति प्रार्थना उपासना करनी योग है. धर्म अर्थ का मोक्ष की प्राप्ति, ब्रह्मचर्य गृहस्थी वानप्रस्थ संन्यास की यात्रा है. नौद्रिप आकाश वायु अग्नि जल पृथ्वी, हर काल हर समय हर जगह हर मोड़, 24 गुण 33 कोटियां 5 क्रिया, आप अनंत काल सबके उपकार और अपनी आशीर्वादों की वर्षा करते हो. प्राणी मात्र के संपूर्ण कामनाओं को आप प्रतीक्षण पूर्ण करते हो. हमारे लिए जो कुछ शुभ तथा हित करे उसे आप बिना मांगे स्वयं हमारी झोली में डालते हो. आपके आंचल में अविचल शांति तथा आनंद का वास है. आपके चरण शरण की शीतल छाया में परम तृप्ति है. शाश्वत सुख की उपलब्धि तथा सब अविरचित पदार्थों की प्राप्ति है. हमें सच्ची श्रद्धा तथा विश्वास हो, हम स्तुति प्रार्थना उपासना करें, हम कमल के फूल की तरह जिए, जो माया रूपी जिंदगी है इसमें रहते हुए भी आध्यात्मिक शक्ति को प्राप्ति करें. The creator, organizer, protector of the universe, omnipresent, omniscient, omnipotent, that unlimited, infinite energy, the consciousness, that awareness. May I be aware of that consciousness. From eternity, they keep showering your blessings. All desires of human beings are always fulfilled by you, whatever is good and beneficial for us. You provided us without asking. Provide our wisdom, happiness, peace, and contentment, love, and affection. May we have complete faith and devotion. May we be like the lotus flower, living in this material world being, but not attached to it. Remove negativities, narrow-minded, selfishness, lust, anger, jealousy, hatred, violence, ill will, all negativities from us, so that we acquire whatever the depth of the goals of being a human. का दूसरा अर्थ है सर्वरक्षक आदि, दैविक आदि, भौतिक आध्यात्मिक, पृथ्वी लोक, वनस्पति, देवलोक, स्थूल शरीर, सूक्ष्म कारण शरीर, जाके राखो साइया, मार सके न कोई, बाल न बांका कर सके जो जग बहरी हो. That energy, as I described earlier, that space, personal space that we have, it's full of vibrations. There's energy there. We need to be able to connect to these electromagnetic frequencies. That is the ultimate power that you can obtain in this human life form, communicating at that level. It's there. We use technology for all these sorts of things: radio waves, TV waves, Wi-Fi, internet. You can put it in a physical level. So far deeper, if you can start connecting to your mind, like accidentally we have telepathic, we have vibes, we have thought of someone in the present course. It's not random accidents. There's a way to actually keep that communication going all the time. So that protector. So wherever you are, whatever level, whatever you do, there's no randomness, there's no accident, but there's only synchronicities, serendipitousness, or coincidence in your life, in everything, everywhere, every moment, whatever you do, wherever you are, at whatever plane of existence. So why not? Why not take that? Why not acquire this? Because ultimately the cycle of birth, death, because death itself is just a phase as well. It's not the end. Because life, as we keep realizing suddenly with space exploration and these telescopes, that it's so far more complex and complicated. Earth is nothing in context of what you are, and life itself is but a journey. The physical part goes, but there's a continuation of what is happening. So acquire the knowledge, the true knowledge of actually understanding the role of being this human and why you get that opportunity to be in this form and not other forms, plant, animals, amphibians, and other things. Oh. So may we acquire all virtuous qualities of living life, forgiveness, simplicity, stability, fearlessness, humbleness, may all good thoughts be our possessions, may our body be healthy and strong, mind pure and enlightened, soul divine and superb through your blessings. May all our senses be enlightened, may our heart have compassion and sympathy, may our words be softly spoken, may vision of love for entire creation, may we have complete knowledge and wisdom. They exist amongst the poorest of the poor, may our lives be devoted and dedicated. Graces, bless us. So express gratitude, humility, softness. You're not, Earth itself is like a dust particle. Who are we? 8 billion population, yeah, too much for this Earth, but irrelevant in context of even our universe, our Milky Way. Is so much more beyond. Ooh. क्षमा सरलता स्थिरता निर्भरता अहंकार शून्यता सब अच्छे गुण हमारे संपत्ति हमारे शरीर स्वस्थ तथा परिपुष्ट हो मन सूक्ष्म तथा उन्नत हो आत्मा पवित्र तथा सुंदर हो आपके संस्पर्श से हमारी सारी शक्तियां विकसित हो हमारे हृदय में दया तथा सहानुभूति हो वाणी में मिठास हो दृष्टि में प्यार हो हमें बुद्धि तथा ज्ञान से परिपूर्ण करे दीनात दिलों के मन में विचरने वाले ईश्वर आपके चंदनान बिंदियों में हमारा जीवन अर्पित हो इसे अपने सेवा में लेकर हमें कृतार्थ करे ओम का तीसरा अर्थ शुद्धमसि बुद्धमसि मुक्तमसि निरंजनमसि all pure perfect and complete. That's what we are trying for perfection, for womb acquisition. So nothing that we do in itself, if you're on the positive side, no matter how late we start, it's still better than not to start. It's like smoking or something or eating bad food. The moment you stop, the body starts responding in a positive manner. So this is also this requirement for your subtle body and your causal body. तत्वमसि अहम ब्रह्म जय सच्चिदानंद संकल्प मोक्ष शक्ति साधना पुरुषार्थ अभ्यास विवेक वैराग डिटैचमेंट डिस्क्रिमिनेटरी पावर तो शरीर जो ग्रोस bodies स्थूल शरीर, these negativities, inertia, yes, सुबह उठ नहीं पाना, lazypun. So you get this energy then in you. The mind, from your mind, this depression, anger, jealousy, hatred, psychiatric issues, the imbalance. Help yourself. Because once you remove all these irritations of monkey mind, 60, 70,000 thoughts a day, most of them are repetitions any of yesterday. And for first 35 years of our life, we have actually programmed our brain in a subconscious level, and that which also gives us a little bit of pleasure or satisfaction and keeps making us actually addicted to it without even coming out of it. And most of this knowledge is actually misplaced and wrong anywhere. You keep rewinding and doing every morning. You're completely actually digging a hole for yourself. And that's why it's very hard to change, because it's actually at a subconscious level that the whole process is actually recorded. So after 35 years, it's very hard then to, if you put some effort, you really have to be disciplined and you have to have the knowledge as well. And if you lose humility and attachment and belief in systems and things which actually reinforce whatever we wrong that we live, you have to be adult enough to be actually move out of it too. Otherwise, your ego will actually not let you come out of it, and you destroy your life being addicted to those small little bit of happiness it comes, and then the frustration for the whole rest of the day, 20 hours of the day, you're frustrated. It keeps playing that game. That's why it's referred to as devil. So knowledge is very powerful, but at the moment, the importance of the correct knowledge is very important as well. Otherwise, Dr. Google and things will actually infuse you even with more useless stuff here. So too much of anything is very wrong, and knowledge itself, you have to be careful of what you are. As in other words, because the ego wouldn't let you come out of it. So that suksham sharira, subtle body, nishkam karam. And then if you can move through into the causal or karan sharira, the soul, atma, or finite consciousness to shake hands with that infinite consciousness, that unified theory, what's called, referred to by cosmologists now, or quantum energy, from become that electromagnetic frequency. At that level, you have grown. And you have to be there. Nobody can. I can only give you knowledge. You have to go through the journey. Everybody has to go through themselves to feel this energy and the happiness and the non-attachments. Oh. Clash. These are the dirt that sits on this spirit that you can't actually see, because this sanskaras or impressions from all these things that we have done won't let us see that. So removing that, avidya, wrong knowledge, is number one thing that actually obstructs it. Asmita, rag, dvesh, abnivesh, mrityu, मैं उल्टा ज्ञान लगाओ बदले की भावना, ये सब चीज, काम क्रोध लोभ मोह मद माया मत्सर्य ईर्ष्या द्वेष, वात पीत कफ, बॉडी की बैलेंस, जागृत स्टेज, waking up state, swapna, shushupti, turya, turyata, bhargav, bhargav, chetana stages. You have to go through them. And why not? There's only one lifetime. Might as well go through the stages and feel this abundance of energy and the connection to the beyond. शब्द वाणी संकल्प ध्यान ज्ञान जल अग्नि आकाश स्मृति आशा atma paramatma, whatever we eat, whatever we drink, this state of mind, what how it rolls, everything has a role in it. So these sensual perceptions otherwise will just keep misleading because mind basically is default sense ego. Lokeshna, Puteshna, Viteshna, Anmaya Kosh, Manmaya, Pranmaya, Vijnanmaya, Anandamaya Kosh, sheets are on top of the different layers. It's not only one body, physical body. Maitri Bhav, Karuna, Mudita, Upekshna. How to talk, whom to talk, which way, all these things. There's a guidance that slowly comes in it. Ahimsa Satya Astya Brahmacharya Pigraso Santostapasya Swadhya Ishwar Pranidhan. The Yam Niyams 5 to first two stages of yoga. Then automatically they are parallel. You can't say I'll do this one step and then I'll do that. No, you start and then everything else follows. 8 steps leading up to the blissfulness will happen, but they go parallel. Otherwise, you'll never start. Yog Chit Vritti Nirodha. So the purpose of this whole exercise is that mind becomes still. It's like a lake. If its water is still, you can see the depth of it, the flow of it. Otherwise, any little bit of action, even whatever we are doing now or learning to do is in itself is action. This action one day will need to go. This is a complete silence in it. But to reach there, we need to find some way. सर्विकल्प से सर्विचार सर्विस से निर्विच संप्रजाय स्थिति से संप्रजाय स्थिति सरगुण से निर्गुण सानद शिष्विता कैवल्य. If you want to find that bliss, that oneness, that unity, that unified state. Anima, Mahima, Garima, Larima, Mahima, Prajapati, Prapti, Prakamya, Istiva, Vistiva. Oh. Mantra Chikitsa. The vibrations of Sanskrit mantras, few of the mantras. We recite it actually gives these positive vibrations. There's 26,000 mantras. Every aspect of life goes through it in a very coded manner. Then you develop intuition on these things and it gives the formulas expand and gives you directions, understanding. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Saviryam Karvavahi Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvisham Vahi. Om Takchachur Dehitam Purushachukrit Mishrat Pashim Sharda Shatam Jive Me Sharda Shatam Shunayam Sharda Shatam Prabham Sharda Shatam Dina Shama Sharda Shatat Bhusham Sharda Shatat Yajjagrito Durmay Devitim Devitim Duramam Jyotisham Jyotirikam Tanme Manashi Sankalpamastu Om Trembakam Yajamahe Shugandim Pushpivardhanam Urvarukmiva Vandana Mritarukshma Mritat Tum Tejumasi Tejumahide Balamashi Balamahide Mojomasi Ojomahide Om Virmasi Virmahide Om Sahomasi Sahomahidehi Om Tamyo Machata Pita Tamyo Bandhu Shakha Tamyo Vidya Darvinam Tamyo Sarvam Mam Deva Deva Om Vishwani Deva Savitar Durtani Parashwa Yad Bhadram Tanna Ashwa Om Hirangarbha Samavartatagre Utas Jata Pati Rekyashi Sada Dhari Pitadivya Mutema कस्मै देवाय हविषा विधेम। भूम्यात्मदा बलदा यस्य विश्वे उपासते पश्यं यस्य देवा यस्य छायामृतं यस्य मृत्यु कस्मै देवाय हविषा विधेम। भूम्य प्राण तु निमिषतो महित्वैकग्रजा जगतो भाभुआ यायष्यस्य द्वैपचस्पतुष्पदा कस्मै देवाय हविषा विधेम। उमेन्द्र देवरुग्रापित विचदिरा येन श्वास सवितं येन नाका योऽन्तरिक्षे राजस्यो विमाना कस्मै देवाय हविषा विधेम। ओम प्रजापति तदेता नन्ने विश्वा जातानि परिता बभुव यत्कामास्ति जहुमस्तन्नस्तु वयं शामुपतरो रहिना। ओम सन्नो वज्रजनिता सविदाता धामानि वेद भुवनानि विश्वा यत्र देवामृतमानुषान्ना शशित्रिये धामन्न धैर्यन्ता। ओम अग्निनये सुपिताराय स्मान् विश्वानि देवो वयुनानि विद्वान् यदस्मज्जौरान्मेनो भूषान्ते नमाप्तिं विधेम। ओम नमो शंभवाय च नमो भवाय च नमः शंकराय च मस्कराय च नमः शिवाय च शेखराय च। ओम शन्नो मित्रा शन वरुणा शन्नो भर्गो अरिमा शन्नो गुरुबृहस्पति शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमा नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्तवाय तमविक्षम ब्रह्मादि तमविक्षम ब्रह्मादि स्वामी रिक्तम वदिष्यामि सत्यम वदिष्यामि तन्ममौतु तद्वाक्तरामौतु औतु मामौतु वाक्तरा। ओम शन्न देवी रविष्टया आपो भवन्तु पीते शन्नो रवि शर्वन्तु न। ओम सर्वेषां स्वस्तिर्भवतु सर्वेषां शान्तिर्भवतु सर्वेषां पूर्णं भवतु सर्वेषां मङ्गलं भवतु। ओम स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो बृहद्देवाशा स्वस्ति न पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नष्टाचार्यो अरिष्टनेमि स्वस्ति न बृहस्पतिर्दधातु न। ओम देना तक्तिना भुजिन्ता यथा पिंडे तथा ब्रह्मांडे यथा पिंडे। ओम कुर्निविवाहि कर्माणि जिजे विषेताम समायो त्वयि नानिति अस्ति न कर्मलिपते नवे। उमस्तु मा सत्गमया तमसुमा ज्योतिर्गमया मृत्युमा अमृतं गमय। ओम सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामया सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। ओम पूर्णमदा पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम देव शांति अंतरिक्षं शांति पृथ्वी शांतिरापा शांतिरोषधय शांति वनस्पति शांति विश्वे देवा शांति ब्रह्म शांति सर्वगुण शांति शांतिरेव शांति शम शांतिरेधि। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम शांति भैया आप लोगों को परमात्मा का कृपा बना रहे जी। जो साथ होने के लिए धन्यवाद। आपका दिन अच्छी तरह गुजरे हफ्ता भी अच्छी तरह गुजरे का शरीर स्वस्थ हो मन बुद्धि आपकी बस में आए आपकी अहंकार दूर हो और आपको धर्म अर्थ का के साथ मोक्ष की प्राप्ति हो जी। ओम शांति 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 नमस्ते।